Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video, we are going to discuss how we can deploy single Helm chart across multiple environment. So what we are going to do, we are going to deploy a Nginx Helm chart in two environments, dev environment and prod environment. And for that, we are going to use a variables because variables help us to dynamically inject the values during the runtime. So let's understand in more detail. So I have very simple Helm chart here. So you can see most of the things are the charts folders are blank because dependencies will be stored as part of this folder. Okay, so under templates, I have deployment.yaml file. So here you can see I have created a variables like replicas, image, values, image repositories, tags, ports. So all these are the variables which I have created. So we can use a single deployment.yaml file across multiple environments. How we are going to achieve this? For this, we have created a separate, or we can say environment specific values like values hyphen dev.yaml file and values hyphen prod.yaml file, because we are going to see this demonstration only on two environments, dev and prod. If you have multiple environments, you can create environment specific values, and during the runtime you can override this default values.yaml file. So we will see in demonstration this one as well, but before this let's understand deployment.yaml file in more detail. Okay, so we'll start first from the metadata part, because you can see here I have not specified dot value. I have just specified dot release dot name. So what does it mean basically? So this is a built-in object of Helm. So when you run Helm install and you pass a release name like my release, release 1, release 2, release 3, whatever name you will pass, that name will be automatically taken here. So this is the built-in object of Helm. That's why we have not created a variable for this. Okay, now let's come to the replica parts. So under replica, you can see we have created a variable. So to declare a variable in Helm chart, you have to use this format: double brackets, curly brackets, open and close. Then you have to pass dot values, dot replica count. So this dot values will be default, because this value basically referring to this file, but we are not interested on this part because we are going to deploy Nginx application in multiple environments, in our case dev and prod. So we are interested about these two files. But why we have declared this file? Because at a runtime when we install Helm chart, we will override this value using these files. So let's understand first how this replica count value will be populated here during the runtime, or during the install we can say. So if I go to values.yaml file, so the very first thing we have to look for values. So this is the file which is referring to values.yaml. So under this file we should have a variable called replica count. So this is the variable which we have declared inside this file. So if I'll go to values.yaml file, and if I'll go here, replica count is 1. Okay. So similarly, if I go to values.image.repositories, let's see this value here. So image repository values will be the file. Under values we have image, and under image we have a repository called Nginx. So this name will be automatically populated when we install a Helm chart. So similarly we have this for most of the things. If you can see under specifications, we have variables for tag, supports, and CPU, memory, everything, even environment as well. So this particular thing is not declared here because we are interested in dev and prod ML files. Okay, let's see in a demonstration, then it will be a more clear. So first what we are going to do, we are not going to deploy the resources in Kubernetes for now. We are just populating the values. So for that, what we will do, we will simply use a command called Helm template, and now the release name. So release name, let's give for example, my app. Then next you have to give a chart name. So I'm already inside my chart. If you can see my chart, so I will put here dot, and here now I will specify hyphen f as a flag, and I will pass the values. So now we are going to verify the values for values hyphen dev.ml file. So let's specify this file name, values hyphen dev.ml, because we are going to override default values which is under this particular file, values.ml. So let's run this command. Let's see what happened. So as I executed this command, you can see, so if I will go above, okay, so let's see first release name. So you can see the release name here under metadata name, my app hyphen nginx, because we have given a release name is my app. So this is a built-in object in Helm which automatically take the value when you run any commands, maybe a Helm template, Helm install. Okay, next thing what we need to verify, let's see a replica count. So under specification, replica count is 1. So if I'll go to values hyphen dev.ml file, so here we have a replica count 1. Same if I'll go down and let's verify under specification, we have values.image.repository. So here if you will see, okay, so here we have image nginx colon dev, because we have a specified tag here, so that's why it is taking a dev. Another thing, port, so we have here port 80, and same port 80 we have declared in values.ml file as well. So under services we have a port variable. So if I go to deployment.ml file, so under services we have a port. So that's why it is automatically taken here is container port, which is 80. Similarly for other resources as well, limits, CPU, memory, so everything you can see it is automatically populated for dev environment. And if I'll come down here, so here we have specify the environment variable, which is .values.environment. So the environment variable I have declared in values hyphen dev.ml file. So if I'll come down here, we can see environment is development. Same we are getting here. Now let's verify if we will populate the value for prod file. So in prod file, if you see first thing, replicas, so replica count is 5. So if I will go to this values.ml file, so here we have a specified replica count 1, but as we have passed hyphen f and file name, it means it is overriding this particular file. So if I go to prod.ml file, and here we have a replica count is 5, and similarly for other variables, which is the value of other variables, it is picking from this particular file, because we have specified hyphen f and file name. So it means we are overriding this values.ml file. So that's how basically you use Kubernetes, Helm variables to declare the variable. So in that case, you can use this deployment.ml manifest file in multiple environments. Just you need to maintain this environment specific values file. So so basically you can easily deploy your resources from a single Helm chart to multiple environments. So that's the benefit of using Helm variables. So I just want to give a quick overview how basically Helm variables works. And let's install dev environment, Helm install, and release name, let's give now my release 1, and chart name, let's put dot and hyphen f, and file name, let's put values.dev.ml file. So you can see name my release 1, date namespace default because we have not specified any namespaces, status deployed release 1, and so let's verify Helm list. So we have a release, my release one, which is deployed in default namespaces, and this is the chart version and the app version. This value is coming from the charts.yaml file. So this is a metadata file for Helm chart. So let's verify the pod as well. kubectl get pods. So we are getting image pullback of error because this is just a demonstration purpose I have specified. Let's verify why it is getting this error. kubectl describe pod and pod name. So let's copy this pod name. This is because we have specified a wrong tag. You can see here back of pulling image nginx :deb, because in public repositories or Docker Hub it is not able to find a image with this tag. That's why we are getting a pullback of error. If I clear this screen and let's run another one with prod one. So let's give my release 2, and here what I will do, let me change this file name. This will work because if I will go to values prod.yaml file, so we have a specified tag here is latest, so it will go and easily download the latest nginx image from the public hub, public Docker repository, sorry, Docker hub or Docker repo also we can say. Now let's verify kubectl get pods. Now we can see multiple pods here. Why? Because we have a specified replica count 5 under prod instance. That's why we are getting these many instances. So you can see all 5 are up and running because my release 2, my release 2, my release 2, because these are the number of replicas which we have specified under this particular variable, which is 5. So that's what I want to just show you, how we can use Helm variables to deploy single Helm chart across multiple environments. So that's all for today. See you next video. Thank you so much.